Russ, who are the Jets selecting?
All right. The New York Jets are selecting Broderick Jones out of the University of Georgia. Now, when you think about this pick, offensive tackle, 6'5 and a half, athletic. A guy was a basketball player in high school. You know what he does as a football player. Does not necessarily have the weight that some of the other tackles in the draft have. But when you think about athleticism, something similar that we talked about when it came to Paris Johnson Jr., a guy's going to be able to do a lot. He only played tackle for 2 years. So this is a guy that is continuing to ascend. Will Anderson, who went high in our draft, who's probably going to go high in the actual draft, said he was the best tackle that he faced at the University of Alabama. And if one of the top pass rushers in this year's draft is saying that, you should pay attention.
And I think it matters, too, that he is a part of a team that has won championships. He knows what it takes to really dig deep and find a way to be consistent throughout a season. You mentioned the athleticism. I think that was the biggest thing that jumped out to me. A lot of guys that are 6'6" really don't move their feet all that well. His background as a basketball player, I'm sure, had a lot to do with that. And I think that's what people are excited about. We just talked about the lack of length with Skoronski. This guy has plenty of length, and he can keep people away from his body. So what you see when guys are trying to pass rush him is that they really have to try to threaten his space, because otherwise he's going to use those arms to keep people off of his body. It's a great trait to have. And so this is a really good pick. And now we start to talk about the offensive linemen. You mentioned Skoronski, Paris Johnson Jr. There's another one out there in Darnell Wright that a lot of people are high on, but he's kind of a late riser in this draft. So you wouldn't see him really go in the teens. He's probably a guy who's going to be picked throughout the 20s. So in this spot, if Broderick Jones is still available, I think that it's a hell of a pick, because you're going to get really good value, a guy that can slot in right away. He's going to be great in pass pro. He's a guy who can also move people off the line of scrimmage. And I think the Jets really need to bolster that offensive line. You're bringing in Aaron Rodgers. He's an older quarterback, regardless of how good he is. You don't want hits on that man. He needs to be able to drop back, deliver accurate footballs to the weapons that he has. So I would love this pick if it actually happened on draft day.